Test 1 2. Test 1 2. Test 1 2. Test 1 2. Leading off the bottom half of the first inning for Nashville is Slade Slayton. Second pitch to Slayton is a ball, so 2 balls, no strikes. Bradshaw delivers. That ball is hit to left field, and it's going to be down for a base hit, fielded by Moorhead, and back into second base. Will hold Slayton at first, but a leadoff single. Batting now for the Scrappers is number 8, Halter. Bradshaw is checking his runner over at first base and throws. He is back in time. Bradshaw going to keep Slayton true over there at first base. He is looking again, and he is getting his sign. And throws back to first again. And Slayton is back in time. Bradshaw delivers a pitch, showing bunt, did not. Scrappers have the leadoff man on board here in the bottom of the first inning. And Bradshaw throwing over to first again. And Bradshaw's got his sign, delivers, and that ball's high for ball 1. Balls, 1 strike here to the batter. Caleb Halter. That ball's hit to third and almost doubled him up. That ball was caught by Michael Betts and thrown back to first. Slayton gets back to first base in time. Brings number 1, Carson Chambers, to the plate. Yeah. That ball's going to get through to right field. Utze has trouble with it, and he gets it into second base, but Chambers is going to have a stand-up double. It's going to move the runner over to third, so Nashville has runners at second and third with 1 out here in the bottom of the second inning. And first pitch to Willard is a strike. Numbers. And Willard fouls off that second pitch over on the third base side. bring the count to 1-1. Or I'm sorry, 0-2. Willard behind 0-2 here. Bradshaw delivers, and that ball is hit hard to left field. Moorhead has got it and throwing it in. Here comes the play at the plate. That's going to score 2 runs, and he is going to be in at second for a double. Brings number 4, Tyler Brown, to the plate for Nashville. Nashville has 1 out here in the bottom of the first and 2 runs across. They have a runner on second now, and that first pitch is fouled over on the first base side for strike 1. And Bradshaw is delivering the pitch, and that is outside off the mark. Bradshaw's got his sign. He is looking back. Nobody covering second base. He's going to step off. No throw, but Bradshaw steps off. He is set again and delivers the pitch, and that is hit to third base, fielded by Betts across the diamond, gets the out, and then back across, and he is safe at third. Runner advances to third. Betts digs the ball over on the third base side, makes the play at first, but the runner was able to advance over to third base. Brings Mason Honey, the DH, to the plate for Nashville. Nashville's got 2 across here and a runner at third base, and that ball is hit foul down the third base line for strike 1. Oh and 1 to the DH here. Bradshaw's got his sign. He delivers. That ball is off the mark. 1-1 to the DH. Mason Honey. And Bradshaw delivers, and that ball is just off the corner. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs here in the bottom of the first inning. 2-1 Nashville over Camden Fairview. And that ball is popped up, and Landon Morgan is under it for the out. So Cardinals get out of the inning, but not before Nashville brings 2 across. They leave 1 on, score 2 runs, and going to the top of the second inning is Nashville 2, Camden Fairview Michael Betts leads off for the Cardinals in the top of the second inning, and he is hit by pitch. Betts saying it's hitting him in the hit him in the shoulder. It bounced off his helmet. Betts is okay, and he is on first base. Going to bring Grant Jeffers to the plate. Jeffers lays down the bunt, fielded by the pitcher, and thrown over for the out. Moves Betts over to second base. So moves Betts over into scoring position. Brings Zach Moorhead back to the plate. Zach grounded out in the first inning, so looking to get going here and bring Michael Betts on around. That ball is fouled back for strike one. Oh and 1 to Moorhead. The pitch is in. Moorhead lays the bunt down again, fielded by the pitcher out at first, and moves Betts over to third base. Brings the second baseman Herman Gill to the plate. Gill had a line drive double in the first inning. And that ball is fouled. Hard hit ball down the first base line. And pitch is delivered, swing and a miss by Gill. So in the hole, 0-2. Michael Betts on third base looking to come home. Cardinals have 2 outs. They would like to capitalize on Betts being on third base. That pitch is, again, fouled down the first base line into the net. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Cardinals have a man in scoring position on third base. Scrappers are leading the game 2-1. And pitch is delivered. It is a fair ball hit just right in front of the plate, barely out of the circle, fielded by the catcher and thrown out at first is Gill to end the inning. Cardinals leave a man stranded, nobody across for the Cardinals. Going to the bottom half of the inning, it'll be Camden Fairview behind 2-1. Leading off the inning for the Scrappers is number 11, Dalton Manlove. Manlove takes the first pitch for a ball. Max Bradshaw on the hill for the Cardinals. He's got his sign, kicks and delivers, and that ball is outside past the catcher, hits the backstop. And Manlove ahead in the count, 2-0. That ball's hit sharply over to third base. Betts fields it and throws him out at first for the first out of the inning. Nice stretch by Landon Morgan, and nice job fielding the ball by Betts and getting it across the diamond. So one out here in the first, or I'm sorry, in the inning brings Carson Kirby to the plate. He's swinging on the first pitch, bounces it over to second base, and Gill fields it and throws him out for the second out of the inning. 2 up and 2 down for Nashville here in the bottom of the second inning. In the box now for the Scrappers is number 7, Hayden Gray. First pitch to Gray is outside, ball 1. Bradshaw delivers the pitch, and that ball is line drive. Conley can't handle it over there at shortstop. That ball hit hard, and Conley fields it but didn't make the play over to first in time. So infield single for Nashville brings number 7, Hayden Gray, to the plate. Bradshaw is going to check his runner over at first. And Gray is moving, bunted back to the pitcher. Gray is going to make it to second base, but the out is had there at first, and Camden Fairview gets out of the inning with nothing happening. Going to the top of the third, it'll be Nashville 2, Camden Fairview 1. Mariuzzi leading the inning off for the Cardinals. And that pitch is low for ball 1. And pitcher is delivering, and Utzi hits a long fly ball, and center field is over and under it for the out. Nice hit ball by Utzi, but caught by the center fielder for the first out. Going to bring Landon Morgan to the plate for the Cardinals. Morgan was hit by a pitch his first at bat tonight. Swings at the first pitch, fouls it back, strike 1. Oh, Morgan is hit again in the elbow. This one hurt him.
Back of the elbow.
That is the second time Morgan's been hit by a pitch tonight. That hits the funny bone, and there is nothing funny about that. Giving Morgan a chance to kind of walk it off there and get the feeling back in his arm. Going to bring the catcher, Ben McKinney. McKinney walked his first time up. And that pitch hits McKinney. So 2 hit by pitches in a row for the Cardinals. Going to put runners at first and second with no outs. Going to bring Dason Conley to the plate for the Cardinals. Conley was hit by a pitch at his first at bat tonight with the bases loaded and scored a run. Runners at first and second for the Cardinals. No outs here, top of the third inning. And first pitch swinging is fouled into the third base dugout. Pitch is delivered. Conley bunts, lays down a bunt that just died there at the plate, and they're calling it a foul ball. So resetting, everybody's back in their spot. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out to Conley. Catcher setting up way outside on the delivery is fouled back. Conley staying alive. Again, catcher is set up in the batter's box, and Conley fouls it again. Right. And catcher is set up again outside the box, and going to bring Max Bradshaw to the plate. First pitch to Bradshaw is a ball. Camden Fairview, 2 outs. Got runners at first and second. Both Morgan and McKinney were hit by pitches. Andrew Chambers in courtesy running for McKinney, the catcher. Pitches to Bradshaw, and it's in there for a strike. And it was a strike on the outside line of the batter's box on the left-hand side, but nevertheless, a strike. And that pitch is outside again. This time it's a ball. 2 balls, 1 strike to Max Bradshaw. We're in the top of the third inning. Pitcher's got his sign. He is delivering, and again, same pitch in the same spot. 3-1 to Bradshaw. Kicks and delivers, and that ball is inside and high. So that's going to load the bases for the Cardinals. Brings up Michael Betts. Michael was hit by a pitch in the second inning. Rodney Frazier in to run for Bradshaw. That ball's high and inside to Betts for ball one.
Hey, front side in, let's go.
Pitch is in this time for a strike. 1-1 to Betts. Cardinals got bases loaded. They need to capitalize here in the third inning. Base hit's going to score a run for the Cardinals. That ball's low and in the dirt. 2-1 to the third baseman, Michael Betts. Landon Morgan on third. That ball is hit to the second baseman and fields it for the out. So the Cardinals are going to leave the bases loaded here in the third inning. No runs across. Camden Fairview 2, or I'm sorry, Nashville 2, Camden Fairview 1, headed to the bottom. Number 9 leads off for Scrappers. He didn't like that pitch, and it was a strike on the first pitch. Bradshaw comes back, same pitch in the same spot for strike 2. And Hayden Gray, or I'm sorry, Caleb Halter is down in the count.
Come on, Matt.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Bradshaw is delivering the pitch, and that ball is a curve off the plate. 2-2. Bradshaw kicks and delivers, and that ball's again misses on the outside. Three-two to Caleb Halter. And Halter, long fly ball to the left fielder, Zach Moorhead, caught for the out. For the first out in the bottom of the third inning. Going to bring Carson Chambers to the plate for Nashville. That ball is fouled over on the first base side to the dugout. 0-1 to the hitter, Carson Chambers for Nashville. Bradshaw kicks and delivers, and that ball catches the outside corner for a strike. Nice pitch by Bradshaw, and he is ahead in the count, 0-2. And pitches outside, ball 2. 2-2. Chambers hits it up the middle, and that is going to be a base hit into center field for Carson Chambers. And that's going to bring up the pitcher, Cason Willard. At first, throws over, and he is back to the bag safe. And Bradshaw's got the sign, delivers the pitch. That's a curveball outside off the plate, ball 1. And back over to first goes Bradshaw. Chambers is in there safe. Bradshaw is delivering the pitch. That's a hit again up the middle on the left side, past shortstop into center field for a single. Nashville now has look at Dason Conley's shoulder on the dive. Runners at first and second for Nashville here. The batter is Brown, and he fouls it down the third base line. No balls and 1 strike to the hitter, Tyler Brown, for Nashville. Nashville's got runners at first and second here. Bottom of the third inning. 1 out. And Max Bradshaw delivers the pitch, and that one is hit in the gap in right center, but Quentin Browning runs over and makes the catch and gets it back in. And brings Mason Honey, the DH, to the plate for Nashville. Bradshaw delivers. That ball is hit to the shortstop, through his legs and into left field, fielded by Zach Moorhead. That's going to bring a run across on the error for Nashville. So again, Nashville's got runners at first and second. 3-1 now. Nashville over Camden Fairview is going to bring Dalton Manlove to the plate for Nashville. for strike one. Camden Fairview not holding the runners on, and that pitch, two-man love, is just off the plate. Camden Fairview like to get this last out here without any more runs coming across, keeping it close. Bradshaw delivers, and that ball is hit off the end of the bat, but that is going to be trouble for Camden Fairview, and that ball falls, going to move runners over to third. That ball was hit in no man's land off the tip of the bat, and nobody for Camden Fairview could get over there to it. It's going to bring another run home for Nashville. Score now 4-1. The first pitch to number 34 is a strike. That ball's outside by the catcher. Indifference on his part, and Nashville now has runners at second and third, 2 outs. 1 ball, 1 strike to the hitter, and that ball hits the pitcher, and that's going to load the bases for the Cardinals, and that's going to bring Coach Troy Keith to the mound. And Bradshaw is getting his sign and delivers the pitch, and that ball is hit straight up, and Bradshaw is under it and catches it to get out of the inning with no more trouble. Nashville's going to leave the bases loaded, but not before they bring a couple across. 4-1 now. Nashville over Camden Fairview, headed to the top of the 4th inning. Leading off the 4th inning for the Cardinals is the DH, Grant Jeffus. Grant swings at the first pitch and lines it over to second base for the out. Back to the leadoff man, Zach Moorhead for the Cardinals. Zach is grounded out and had a sacrifice bunt in the second inning. Zach is hit by a pitch on the first pitch, and he'll get a free trip down. Brings up Herman Gill. Gill had a line drive in the first inning and grounded out in the second inning. So Cardinals got a man on, and Gill swings at the first pitch, fouls it over to the third base side for strike one. Moorhead is running, and the throw is in time, and Zach Moorhead is picked off or thrown out at second by the catcher. 4 out, number 2. So Cardinals now have 2 outs, no balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs to Herman Gill here in the top of the 4th inning. And that ball's low and away, ball 1. That ball's off the mark. Outside for ball 2. 2-2, Herman Gill. Nashville leading 4-1. Pitch is delivered, swing and a miss for the second strike. So 3-2 now to Herman Gill. That ball is fouled back over the first base dugout. Payoff pitch to Herman Gill. And fouled back. That was inside pitch, hit off the handle. Gill was doing anything to hang in there. Fouls it back, so we'll do it again. That ball is hit off the end of the bat to third base, fields it, and overthrows. It's off the first baseman's glove, so Herman Gill safe at first. Gill's going to be safe on the error. Brings up Mari Utze. Utze's flied out to center, and he hits a base hit over to right field. And that's going to be a single for Utze. Moves Gill over to second base. Brings Landon Morgan up. Morgan's been hit by a pitch both times tonight, so last time got him in the funny bone. And I don't think he thought it was funny. And the first pitch to Morgan is a strike. It's the first strike I think Landon's seen all night. Cardinals got runners at first and second off an error and a hit. And that ball moves inside towards Morgan again, but this time it doesn't hit him. So 1-1. Morgan looking to drive in a run here, being nice to swap spots here with Herman Gill, and that ball is in there for a strike. One ball, two strikes, two outs. Catcher again setting up off the plate, and that ball two and two to Morgan. And Morgan hits a shot up the middle over second base into center field. That is, oh, we've got runners everywhere on the base, and everybody gets back safe. They held Herman Gill up at third base, and everybody else was still running. And somehow we got everybody back where they were supposed to be. So the bases are loaded now for catcher Ben McKinney. McKinney was hit his last time up by the pitch. And slow curveball in for a ball.
Way back, Ben.
Oh and 2 now to, or 2 and 0, I'm sorry, to Ben McKinney. McKinney has walked tonight and been hit by a pitch. And McKinney chops it to the pitcher. He feels it and throws over to first, and that's going to do it for the Cardinals. They leave the bases loaded and no runs across. So we're going to go to the bottom of the fourth. Nashville 4, Camden Fairview 1. Bradshaw delivers the first pitch for a strike to number 15, Slade Slayton, the leadoff man for Nashville. And second pitch is a ball, curveball outside, 1-1 to Slayton. And outside ball 2. That ball's in there for a strike. 2-2. Leadoff man up for Nashville in the bottom of the 4th inning. Nashville ahead 4-1. And hit right back up the middle. And that's going to be in there for a base hit. It right over the mound. Almost hit Bradshaw. And here comes Coach Troy Keith to the mound. Coach Keith is visiting with catcher and pitcher. There's nobody throwing in the Cardinal bullpen and nobody coming in off the field to pitch. So looks like we're just going to have a conference here. And Coach Keith back to the dugout and McKinney going back behind the plate. So Bradshaw's going to stay in the game at the pitching as the pitcher and going to bring Caleb Halter to the plate for Nashville. Nashville's got the leadoff man on here in the 4th inning. Max is going to check. He's running, and the throw is not going to be in time. And another stolen base for Slayton tonight as he gets in ahead of the throw by McKinney to second base. Comprehend it. Runner is back to second, not being held on. And the pitch is in there for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike, no outs. And whoa. If there would have been somebody covering there, I think Bradshaw could have picked him off, but Gill was not covering second base. 2 balls, 1 strike, no outs here in the 4th inning. Bradshaw is got his sign. He delivers the pitch, and it's in there for a strike. Nice pitch by Max Bradshaw for the strike. 2-2. Still nobody throwing in the pen for Camden Fairview, so it's like Bradshaw's going to finish it out here this inning. And that ball is chopped back over Bradshaw's head and can't handle it. Connolly can't handle it, and that brings a run home. That ball bounced over Bradshaw. He couldn't handle it. Bounced off of Dason Conley across the middle of the infield and over to second base and brings a run home. Nashville now leads 5-1. No outs here in the 4th inning. Carson Chambers up for Nashville. And that pitch is fouled down the first base line, out of play for strike 1. It's over to first. And he's back in there safe. And that ball's hit up the middle and going to be another base hit for Nashville. past the second baseman, Herman Gill. Brings the pitcher to the plate for Nashville, number 31, Willard. No outs here in the fourth inning. Runners on first and second. And Bradshaw again steps off and no throw to second. Pitch from Bradshaw is outside. And that ball's inside. 2 balls, no strikes to Nashville pitcher Willard. Nashville's got runners at first and second, no outs. They lead the game 5-1. And that ball is fouled down the third base line, out of play. Long foul ball. If he straightens that one out, it's going to be trouble. Bradshaw has his sign. Not holding the runners on, and that one is popped up. And second baseman Herman Gill out to shallow center field makes the catch for the first out of the inning. Fighting the sun, but was able to bring it in for the first out. Brings a third baseman Tyler Brown to the plate for Nashville. Nashville has runners at first and second, 1 out, leading the game 5-1. That pitch is in the dirt outside past the catcher, and that's going to advance the runners to second and third. One ball, no strikes. That ball is again hit in the gap between second and first base, and that's going to score a run for Nashville. Nashville's got runners at the corners. Going to bring the DH back to the plate for Nashville, Mason Honey. Bradshaw looks over at first and delivers the pitch, and on the outside corner of the plate for strike one. And Bradshaw's got his sign, looks over at first base and delivers the pitch. Runner is going, and no throw by the catcher McKinney. And he takes second base. Catcher's indifference, and now Nashville's got runners in scoring position at second and third base, leading the game 6-1. 1 out here in the bottom half of the fourth inning. Still nobody throwing in the Camden Fairview bullpen, and Hone line drives that ball to number 4, Mason Connolly at the shortstop position for the out. So Camden Fairview gets the out and brings the catcher Dalton Manlove to the plate. Bradshaw kicks and delivers, and that ball is hit hard again to Conley. He fields it and makes the throw and gets the out. And Camden Fairview gets out of the inning, leaving a couple of scrappers on base, but not before they bring two across. And the score now is Nashville 6, Camden Fairview 1. New pitcher for Nashville here in the fifth inning is Goodson. And Dason Conley is going to lead it off for the Cardinals here in the top of the fifth inning. Conley is 0 for 1 tonight. He's been hit by a pitch. And first pitch to Conley is in for a strike. And that pitch is grounded to third base and fielded, and Conley is thrown out at first for the first out of the inning. Brings Max Bradshaw to the plate. First pitch to Bradshaw is in for a strike. Bradshaw tonight is 0 for 1 with a walk. Second pitch swing, foul tipped in the glove for strike two. And that pitch misses off the plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Curveball by Bradshaw is hit to shortstop. Shortstop fields it and can't make the throw to first, so Bradshaw safe at first on an infield hit. It's going to bring number 19, Michael Betts, to the plate. First pitch to Betts, misses off the plate, ball one. Camden Fairview down here in the fifth inning, 6-1. Like to get something going here. Rodney Frazier pitch running for Max Bradshaw. And that ball catches the outside corner of the plate for a strike. 1-1 to Michael Betts.
Neutral side through.
Grant Jeffers waits on deck for the Cardinals. And Betts reaches out on that one, fouls it into the net. 1 ball, 2 strikes. One out here for the Cardinals in the fifth inning. Trying to get something going here, getting a rally. Would be nice. That ball misses. Just missed the outside corner of the plate. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Michael Betts. The pitch to Betts is outside. 3-2, full count now to Michael Betts. Betts grounded out to first base his last time up and swings at a high inside pitch for out number 2. Brings Grant Jeffers to the plate, the DH for the Cardinals. And checking Frazier back over at first. He's in safe. And pitch to Jeffers is outside for a ball. And again, misses the outside part of the plate. 2 balls, no strikes to Grant Jeffers. Cardinals got 2 down here in the top of the fifth inning, trailing Nashville 6-1. And that pitch is high, so 3 balls, no strikes to the DH Grant Jeffers here in the fifth inning. Cardinals looking to get something going. Zach Moorhead waits on deck for the Cardinals. That ball's in for a strike. Cardinals trying to get men on base here. That ball misses the outside corner, and Jeffers is going to walk.
Go, Zach.
Zach was hit by a pitch in his last at bat, but thrown out stealing at second. Runners at first and second for Camden Fairview. And swinging at the first pitch, fouls it back. Strike 1 to Moorhead. And the pitcher for Nashville steps off, checks his runners, gets them back on the bag, and he is back on the mound and coming set, kicks and delivers the pitch, and Moorhead line drives to the third baseman for the out, and that'll do it for the Cardinals in the fifth inning. They leave 2 on, and going to the bottom of the fifth, it's Nashville 6, Camden Fairview And that ball is hit up the middle to Herman Gill. He fields it, and hard play to turn around and throw it to first, and the ball gets by Landon Morgan. That's going to give Nashville a man on first base, leadoff man on first. It's going to bring number 7 to the plate for Nashville, Hayden Gray. Shows bunt and doesn't pull back, gets a strike, but the ball gets past the catcher to the wall, and runner advances to second. Pitch by Bradshaw, bunted back to Max, and he checks and makes a throw over to first for the out, but the runner is going to advance over to third on the sacrifice bunt by Hayden Gray. Going to bring Slade Slayton to the plate for Nashville. Nashville's got one out here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Runner at third base, Slayton at the plate, and that pitch is outside for a ball. That ball is hit to the wall in left center, fielded by Moorhead, and that's going to score a run for Nashville, a stand-up double for Slade Slayton for the 10th hit of the night by Nashville. Going to bring Caleb Halter to the plate. Camden Fairview still doesn't have anybody throwing in their pen. That ball's in for a strike by Max Bradshaw. One out here in the inning. Nashville Scrappers leading Camden Fairview Cardinals 7-1. And Bradshaw steps off. And runner is back to the bag. And Bradshaw is set, delivers the pitch, and that pitch is hit hard down over to the third base dugout, foul. No balls, 2 strikes to Caleb Halter. Nobody holding the runner at second on, but Bradshaw steps off and sends him back to the bag. Herman Gill creeping close to the bag, but he's going to move off, and the pitch is in for a ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1 out here in the Nashville Scrappers half of the 5th inning. They're leading the game 7-1. Curveball up the middle, past the pitcher and the second baseman. That's going to score a run for Nashville. The throw to the plate is not in time, so RBI single for Nashville scores another run. And Troy Keith's going to make another trip to the mound. Camden Fairview is going to change pitchers. Michael Betts coming into the game. Max Bradshaw moving over to third. Another stolen base by Nashville on catcher indifference. And the count to the Nashville batter, number one, Chambers, is 1 ball, no strikes. And Nashville has another runner in scoring position. And that pitch is fouled down the first base line. That ball is in the dirt, bounces behind the plate. And that pitch is outside. That ball is hit to first base. Morgan fields it and tags the runner out for the out. The sun is right on the edge of the infield grass or turf, what would be the grass and the baseline, and it is tough going there for the infielders. I think the sun got Morgan there and he bobbled the ball but was able to recover and get the out. The runner did not advance, so runner at third, 2 outs, and swinging a miss by the Nashville hitter, number 31. Pitch is delivered by Betts, driven to left field and over the wall at the 330 mark for a home run. Swinging at the first pitch and grounds it to the shortstop, Gill, for the out. Cardinals get out of the inning, but not before Nashville scores 4 runs. And the score is now Nashville 10, Camden Fairview 1. Gill swings and misses at the first pitch for strike 1. Herman Gill, leading off the inning for the Cardinals, reached on an error his last time at bat. And that ball is inside, ball 1. And Gill lines one into left field for a base hit. Gets the Cardinals a man on the bases here. Brings Mariuzzi to the plate for Camden Fairview. And the throw is back to first base. Gill being held on at first, and pitcher is delivering the pitch. That ball's outside. Curveball that missed the plate. 1 ball. No strikes to Mariuzzi. And throw back over to first, and Gill back in safe. Landon Morgan waits on deck for Camden Fairview. Be followed by the catcher, Ben McKinney. That pitch in for a strike. And Utsey is going to hit an opposite field ground ball into left field for a hit. So Camden Fairview has their first two on board here, bringing up Landon Morgan to the plate. Morgan's had a line drive single and been hit by a pitch twice tonight. And that pitch is over the top of Landon Morgan. He ducked to not get hit for ball one. And swing and a miss for a strike. 1-1 to Morgan. Fairview has runners at first and second here. Top half of the sixth inning here in Nashville, Arkansas. And that ball hangs up there a little high. 2 balls, 1 strike to the first baseman, Landon Morgan. Mariuzzi on first base with a opposite field single. And Herman Gill also on base on second with a line drive single himself. And that ball is fouled down the first base line by Morgan. 2 balls, 2 strikes here. Camden Fairview with no outs here in the inning. Trying to get some men on base and get some runs across, make this thing look respectable. And that ball's outside. Full count now to Landon Morgan. And that ball is outside, so Morgan walks. That loads the bases for Ben McKinney. The Nashville Scrapper coach is going to make the trip to the mound and bring the infield in, have a little talk it over there on the mound. Camden Fairview has the bases loaded again, and let's see if they can capitalize here. Bases loaded, no outs. Camden Fairview down 10-1. Would like to get some runs across the plate here and make the box score look a little better at the end of the night. Pitching. All right, first pitch to McKinney is away, and the ball gets away from the catcher. Herman Gill's on his way home and slides in across the plate to score a run. So Camden Fairview scores a run on a pass ball. Mariuzzi moves to third, Landon Morgan over to first base. So Camden Fairview gets a run across here in the top of the sixth inning. The count to Ben McKinney is 1 ball, no strikes. And McKinney chops it foul over to third base side. Beautiful day for baseball here in Nashville, Arkansas. Wind is starting to blow out to center field a little bit. A little bit of a chill in the air, but still a beautiful day for baseball. Curveball up high. Ball 2 to Ben McKinney. 2 strikes, or 2 balls, 1 strike. base hit here.
Man, drive something hard.
Going to score at least one, maybe 2 runs for Camden Fairview. And that ball is inside, and saying he went around. 2-2 to McKinney. Not much of an attempt to swing, but the home plate umpire says he went around. That ball was high and tight. And McKinney chops it foul behind the plate. Dason Conley waits on deck for Camden Fairview. And curveball again misses high. So McKinney runs the count full. And that pitch is outside for ball 4. So McKinney takes a trip down to first base, and that's going to load the bases for the Cardinals. And again, the Scrapper coach is going to make a trip to the mound and ask for the baseball. So we're going to have a pitching change for Nashville, and Andrew Chambers is going to come in and run for the catcher McKinney. Slade Slayton pitching now for Nashville. First pitch to Dason Conley is high and tight for ball 1. And that ball is grounded to second base and throws over to first for the out. That's going to drive home Mari Utzi and move the runners over. The sacrifice hit by first pitch to Bradshaw from Slade Slayton is a strike. Score now Nashville 10, Camden Fairview 3. And swing and a miss, strike 2 to Bradshaw. He is 0-2 in the hole here. Landon Morgan at third. Chambers at second, and that ball is fouled into the catcher's mitt for strike 3, and that pitch was outside and swung on, fouled back into the glove of the catcher for the out. So 2 outs now for the Cardinals, and Michael Betts to the plate. Betts struck out his last at bat. and grounded out in the first. So Michael is 0 for 2 tonight and has been hit by a pitch. So looking to drive home Landon Morgan, and that ball is down the chute for a strike.
Let's go, Michael.
And swing and a miss for strike two.
That's slow.
1 ball, 2 strikes. That ball was one Betts would like to have back. Started swing and kind of changed his mind through the swing, but it was too late.
Hey, see it early.
That ball was a pitch was a ball, so 2-2. And ball is down, so Betts gets a full count.
I'm sure you do too, Josh. I really hope we're hitting Betts.
And that's on the corner. Betts goes down. Cardinals leave 2 on and get a couple of runs across, but Nashville still ahead 10-3 going. Michael Betts back on the mound for the Cardinals here. Start off the bottom of the 6th inning. Mason Honey, the DH for Nashville. First pitch hits number 13 in the arm, so he'll get a trip down to first base. Going to bring up the catcher, Dalton Manlove. And number 2 is going in to run for the DH. Zeus Hutchinson going in to run for Hone, and Manlove to the plate for Nashville. And that ball is past the catcher in the dirt, and Hutchinson is going to trot into second base on the pass ball. Ball gets away from the catcher again and moves the runner down to third base. We got 3 balls, no strikes here, no outs. And Nashville is threatening again here in the bottom of the 6th inning.
Separate, get out front.
10-3. Nashville over Camden Fairview. And pitch misses outside, and that's ball 4. Put runners at the corners. And Troy Keith is going to make another trip to the mound. All right, back to the action here at Nashville. Ben McKinney on the mound. Drew Bostic behind the plate now. And Nashville has runners at the corners. And pitch to number 34 for Nashville, Carson Kirby, is a strike from McKinney.
You ready, Herb?
And that ball is hit just fair all the way down the right field line. That's going to score 2 runs for Nashville and a stand-up double for Carson Kirby. That ball hit the line on the third base side and rolled to the fence. Number 7, Hayden Gray at the plate for Nashville, and McKinney steps off and runs the pinch runner back to second base. 12-3 now, Nashville over Camden Fairview. Swing and a miss by Gray on the pitch from McKinney. So no balls, one strike, no outs here for Nashville in the bottom half of the 6th inning. They have a runner in scoring position at second base. And another good pitch by McKinney. Okay. And McKinney steps off again, runs the pinch runner back to second base, trying to hold him close. Nashville gets another run across in this inning. It will be the ball game. And swing and a miss, drop third strike, and Bostic throws the ball down to first base for the out, but the runner moves over to third.
Block, Drew.
Brings the leadoff man for Nashville to the plate, number 15, Slade Slayton. He's been all over the place tonight. Nashville has the game-ending run at third base with one out here in the bottom of the 6th inning. And that pitch is high for ball one. And that ball's in the dirt, blocked by the catcher. Two balls, no strikes. One out here, bottom of the 6th inning. Nashville leading 12-3. And pickoff throw to third base and gets past the third baseman to the fence, brings home the runner at third, and that's going to end the game. Camden Fairview has been run ruled 13-3 here in Nashville. So we will have JV action coming up here shortly. Brody Dowell lead.
Hey, Peyton, get the bat.
What? Batting.
He's like, I finally.
Pitch is gonna send Brody Dowell's held up at third base. Number 17. So
Get a bat, Peyton.
Field scores a run. Catcher Drew Bostic. Browning not strikes. Up to third, caught and 2-0 now. And that ball's low. Nothing. Full count now to free trip down to first base.
Way back. I didn't know.
Matthew Reynolds 0-2. Ball corner, first baseline out of play. Dowell is one. He fields it, throws over to 2 outs in the Nashville by the second baseman and on the right-hand side of the bag. Back in the game, Camden Fairview.
We're going to say those for JD.
Rodney Frazier trots back to first base, and we will undo this and